Max Brass versus Master Mummy! It's time for the big boys, let's go! Okram going in, Roaster, Thunderbird, Megawatt, Benson, Clapback, Roaster, and something else that I saw. This is actually, both players actually have already adapted around each other. Definitely have had matches beforehand. Okram definitely likes his straightforward arms. Benson, fully aware of that, is going to quickly throw on a clapback and counter out those straightforward attacks. Okram also just fully ready for it, and he's going to throw on a Thunderbird in response. And we are already seeing several grabs happening in this match. Another one trying to reach in, but Okram getting another grab to push him back. These two characters have some of the highest damage grabs in this game, so they're very rewarded when they land these monstrous attacks. Okram gonna get 310, is now looking for a single hit more, and it's gonna be another grab. That buff boy taking the first round. Heading into our next round, Benson going to switch over that Ram for a Hydra. Gonna have a little bit of an easier time working around that deflect with those multi-tri bolts, covering Okram's jumps. We're gonna have a bit of Witchcraft, and it's gonna be followed up immediately by a 355 rush. Benson this time holding out on a pretty solid lead. This pressure, that just opening gambit, has really given him a great opportunity to start playing, and he's gonna do his best to make sure Okram does not get that buff build, that deflect going. At critical health though, Okram does get just a safe confirm into it, and now he's gonna start trying to pressure Benson out. This is actually a pretty common mistake that a lot of players will make, is they will just go, they'll try to just deal as much damage when and where they can, to the point where they don't stop and consider the fact that if an opponent has, like, any kind of enrage, it's important to make sure that sometimes you don't let your opponent get that enrage, because all of a sudden it's a much more difficult matchup. It's a common challenge in a lot of other fighting games as well. Arms is not as often, but certain characters like Max Brass, Springman do get those big bonuses when they're low on health, and you do have to be careful and respect that. So that's something you don't even see too often, even like to this point in a lot of competitive matches. I mean, I'm aware of it, yeah, I still don't half the time, where it's just like, I need to make sure I hold on to my rush or my big combo, or set things up so that I can bring them close to low health, but then don't actually knock them into low health until I have, like, a confirm to get the KO. Otherwise, that happens. Otherwise, Okram just gets permacharge, big buff armor, and it's like, oh, well, technically now if I'm not getting those charged hits, he doesn't have 25% health, he has 50% health, and I have to work through that. And all of your hits don't even knock him down because he's got all that armor. Heading into our next round, this is going to be a little bit more open, taking it to the jungle. Benson has made some adjustments. He's put that clapback away, and he's got himself a Popper and Dragon instead. Okram going to start out recognizing that he's got that free reign to not have to worry about the clapback. He's going to go double Roaster, one of the scariest loadouts for any heavy character such as Master Mummy. Starting off though, Okram's wide stance is making it difficult for him to aim correctly at Benson, get those snipes in. we were actually just looking at this exact loadout yesterday in the Champions of the Era tournament. So Rosalina was actually using this exact same loadout on the same character, Master Mummy. Maybe he got a little bit of inspiration from a certain someone. So far, it's working out very exceptionally. And Benson is going to be able to zone Okram out and takes the first round. Really just pushing him back with that popper and sniping him down even further with that dragon in such an advantaged position. Okram adjusting, recognizing that this is just causing him a lot of trouble. He's going to put on the Megawatt so he can have an easier time punching through these attacks. His rush, though, not going to be able to connect fully. Does get the knockdown and a shield breaker. But Benson just keeping up with that pressure. Closing in the distance now. Trying to just get that rush to connect. But Megawatt's going to start finding its way in. That large body just going to be a solid counter for a lot of Benson's plays tactics. Coupled up with that roaster, Okram kind of just straight up outdoes all of Benson's arms, all of his tactics. So Benson really needs to be careful. He needs to find some good timing, some good strats. Tries to go for the knockback, that extra air time to get that rush, but it's not going to work out. A Dragon Punch is going to knock Okram down, allowing him to take away that buff form. Benson still in this, very close to getting knocked out though. He has to be exceptionally careful. That Megawatt just covering his options too well. And now Benson is on his last legs, cannot lose this next round. If he does, Okram will be moving on in the brackets. Benson gonna switch that dragon away. Now we're having a little bit more of an even match as both players going in with those heavy arms. Those beefy grabs are gonna be much more prevalent. Benson gonna start healing up, takes this time to try to give himself more ground. This is gonna give Okram a good opportunity to buff up though. But that buff not gonna work out as Benson's popper just catching him off 2 times and putting Benson just slightly in the lead thanks to that Mumford healing. A 3rd strike with the popper and Benson now holding some very solid ground. Okram just cannot keep up with this pressure right here as does seem to also be a couple of odd timing interactions, which means that all these attacks are just coming out a little bit faster than either side is likely ready for. Benson gonna be able to knock Okram into the red, but now we're running out of low on time, and all those uncharged hits are gonna be far less effective. Another stun, that's gonna get Okram an immense amount of tempo and damage. Benson very close to getting knocked out, but he's gonna get the stun with the Megawatt, and he's going to take Okram out with the grab. And that's gonna bring the score to 1-1. Yeah, you made it! Defer! Yay! I have you seated in a way that you still have a moment to catch your breath. Oh, that match is already ready. Don't do that match yet! Catch your breath! Because I'm going to be streaming some of the other matches later on. And I might want to stream that one. Benson gonna get rid of DNA and Maso, and that means that we are heading over to Via Dulce for this next match. Oh, that tea is so good. I woke up with a bit of a sore throat. So this tea is definitely being very beneficial. Now, it looks like we are getting more adjustments as a double toaster is equipped on Benson. And this time, he's gonna go into this ring, gloves on, full force alongside Okram. Starting things off though, Okram gonna be slightly on top. Those roasters just giving him that little bit of curve, that bit more damage. That slightly higher speed, and that's going to allow him to reach in and start trampling Benson down and sets himself up with a moderate 50% lead. Benson gonna start finding his way out though. Gets that 200 damage grab. Okram actually ends up whiffing the rush, or whiffing his grab, follows it up with the rush, and does get a bit of damage on top of it though. This pressure from Okram is aligned to prevent Benson from charging up that rush, but now we're starting to see a lot more tempo coming in from Benson, who's soon going to have a rush ready, and if he gets 1 or 2 more hits with those toasters, he's going to be able to take Okram out with a well-aimed rush, and leaps right into the air. This is another very heated stage, where Master, Mummy, and Brass just kind of don't have too many options. They have to just go gun-ho against each other, bodying each other out as much as possible. Both players gonna just switch over to the Megawatt, both potentially trying to counter the double glove loadout. And now we're gonna have ourselves a very intense boxing match, just continuing onwards. Okram will start off with his rush though, and he's going to be able to connect for 340. Puts himself in a pretty sizable position, especially with that chain roaster connect. Benson quickly getting knocked into critical, and because of that grab, Okram is now rush advantage, and brings the score to 1-1. The beef is real, as these two bring themselves to their final game. Only one's going to be able to move on to face off against Rifa. The other will have to move immediately to the lower bracket. And we're going to find out based off of this final match. Benson going in for a nice grab combo off of that uncharged toaster chip, capitalizing on Okram's fear. Ooh, a nice read on that rush. And he's going to be able to punish it immediately afterwards. 385 damage. And now Okram has balanced things out and put himself at the slightest of leads. And with this tempo, he's going to quickly take more control of this battlefield, putting Benson in critical health. Okram not too far behind on health, as Benson slamming him down is going to force him into the enrage. And Okram just not able to find a counter to that shield grab setup. He's going to get grabbed a second time, and 400 damage later is out the set. Benson moving on to face off against Rifa. Those were very fun matches. Hoi Ashker Ninja! Many hoys! Thanks for dropping by again, love. Let's see. How are things going? Alright. So, everything's kind of set up here with only one more match being waited on, and that is Solaris and Penzo. Whoever will take that will be moving on to face off against Shady. Beyond that, I do have another question to ask all you lovely faces. Who do you want to see as the next streamed match? If you want to watch Costalina face off against Yam, type 10. Defer face off against Aloria, type 11. Or if you'd like to see Shady face off against the winner of round 6, Penzo vs Solaris, press 12. I'm personally going to be interested in watching yeah, Rifa's on my side. We got the 11s going in. I'd watch Rifa, but we already just watched Benson, and we have so many other great players, so many other beautiful people to see. I want to see more of them. We'll see if those two are able to go in. Just waiting on a few moments on any other potential votes, any other thoughts of interest that might be amongst all of the beautiful people here. if there aren't any other votes, it's a unanimous agreement that Defer and Aloria would be a fantastic match to stream. Oh, we also have enough people. It might be a legit enough reason to call round 3 the semifinals instead of all the other times where I just call it pools. Oh yeah, I'll also remind everyone, do not forget, if you see any cool, exciting moments on this during this tournament, during these streams, make clips. Highlight moments. Share them. Give love to everyone. Helps me out, helps the channel out. You get a fancy little thing, which means you technically get benefits too. It is good times. It's good. It's very good times. Make clips. Please make clips. I love clips. You love clips. We love clips. Let's make clips together. I just need Defer and Aloria to join the lobby. And once they do, we will be able to continue with the Scrapstar series. Which means... Oh wait, no, it's... There we go. And we can do that. That. And just a reminder to anybody who is interested, Defer is actually a streamer himself, making some very cool videos, doing fun things. Be sure to give him a follow, support your fellow EU players, and support their content creation. Give them loves. Give them much loves. It helps out. Support everybody. More love, more support equals more win. Your love and support is why we've got our biggest Scrapstar tournament yet. And with further support, we might even see things such as sponsorships, prize pools come up for these tournaments. Like imagine every week, just an event where it's like, first place gets $30, second place gets $20, third place gets $10. Like imagine if that was just a weekly thing that you were able, that we just had. That you could always just come here. It's like, well, there's money here. Like, it's because of that support. A lot of people are like, well, I'm only going to join an event because there's money on, if there's money on the line or not. But money only can go on the line for events like this when there's enough support initially. Like, you have to build up to that point where you can get that support to get those events rolling. I think Defer is eating right now. Okay, just had to check to make sure Defer was here. He is. We're good. Look at him, he's got his little bow tie, he's got his mic. You know this guy's a professional commentator too. Actually has been around for quite some time. Has commentated for the ARM scene longer than me. So you know this guy's good. You know this guy's good because he's been around for ages. used to run a team called Fellows in Arms, which was by far beyond the team STDX. There was like by far the best team in the game. These days that team has dissipated, spread out amongst various communities. You can see them in places like Illusion Esports, you can see them in TCM, well not TCM or something. But you'll see him all over the place. Like Defer, it does his own streams and everything like that. Pineapple's a part of, or was a part of Flourish for a while. I was a part of Flourish for a while. Now well, no, I'm not a part of. I was never a part of that. Would have been cool, but I never was. Oh yeah, this guy's been around the block. And his playstyle really shows that too. He's even competed in some Japan events. And it looks like he's going to be starting things off with a Masango to show his his worldwide prowess. He's going to pick the most unique of characters in this game. Masango, well known for being the Shulk of ARMS, has multiple different forms, different frames, different setups with those masks. He's going to start off trying to get that heavy mask to work, but a double wind loadout is going to prove to be very difficult for any of these mask setups. Defer definitely wants to get a knockdown as quick as possible so that he can really capitalize on this heavy armor from this red mask. That boomerang is just proving to be very bothersome, very difficult to challenge, as it's just covering so much of his ground, so many of his options, and has been punishing him pretty frequently so far. Goes in with the buff, but the boomerang just gonna the parasol safely protecting Aloria from most of the Defer's attacks. And he just cannot keep up with this tempo, as this Loto kinda just hard counters a lot of his tools. Defer tries to go in for a few more punches, has yet to find that opportunity. He's gonna try to go for that red mask again, and he chooses to go in for the rush, recognizing that he might just need to have to expend it to get rid of that Dragon Arm from Aloria. Almost gets caught by the parasol. If he did, Aloria would have another Dragon Arm set up, and he might be out of this. He's gonna finally get knocked down, but Aloria not gonna find the time to get that Dragon Arm set up. Feels the need to throw out the rush. He's going to be able to safely block it, closing in that distance, trying to get some more damage. He is in a position where if he gets just a little bit more, he will be able to take it, but he's not going to be able to connect those last few hits he needed, set himself up for any kind of grab confirm. And that's going to allow Aloria to take the first round. Aloria switching over. After losing that parasol, recognizing how dangerous it is to just not have that that boomerang as a dragon setup, is going to switch over to something a little more steady in general matchup play, the Roaster. And it's going to start out very impeccably strong. Once again, as Defer's going to quickly get knocked into 25% health, that Roaster just continuing to snipe down Defer time and time again. We're just trying to find a way in to get that start. It's going to be that rush once again. This time he is at a very critical level of health, and he's going to have to give Aloria time to get that Dragon Arm set up once again, so yeah, he can get that red mask. Does find an opportunity to get the knockdown. But again, Aloria finds another Dragon Arm, and that max girth is going to allow it to sizzle its way over to his face. And gives them the first round, first game. Oh, the tea's already starting to cool off. That's not good. That's not good at all. I need that tea to be hot, sizzling, piping, reeling, spicy. heading into our next match, it's going to be Mausoleum. Defer making a couple of adjustments on his loadout. That Parasol is going to continue to be a very troubling tool for him, as it's going to counter his new adjustment of a light arm, the Popper, which, inconveniently, I'd probably say plays even worse against that Parasol. Parasol's also going to be an effective tool at boxing out that Bub, which means that, once again, that Boomerang is kind of free reign, free to traverse openly, but because of this more smaller stage, this means Aloria doesn't have as much movement options, and as long as Defer is keeping this tempo, keeping this healthy movement, he's getting some good reads, some good punishes, and he's going to set himself up at a lead. That Boomerang quickly knocking that lead out though, as now Aloria ready with a rush, and that Dragon Arm ready. Defer just trying to patiently find his way in. That massive girth from the Boomerang though is just causing him so much trouble, closing him out time and time again. He's gonna get sniped down by a Parasol this time. It's constantly just launching him into the air. Aloria just dominating this neutral game right now. Could have gone for the rush KO, but is going to choose not to, and Defer gonna capitalize on that. Throws a 290 rush, and is gonna set himself up for a potential KO if he can just find a little bit more damage. That armor's going to help give him a little bit more time to work with, but with only 10 seconds left on the clock, anything short of 2 grabs will not be enough. That light arm, again, not working out with the Parasol just countering it so roughly. And that's going to set Aloria to looking for one more game to move on in the brackets. Aloria going to switch the Parasol off this time, puts on the Roaster, and if we're going to put on a Megawatt to complement the Popper and give it a little bit more of a defensive option against that medium weight arm. That Boomerang's still very free reign though, and is just freely hopping about, swinging side to side, covering so many of his options, and continues to be the thorn at his side. Defer needs to find a way to knock it off. If he knocks that Boomerang, if he gets a knockdown on Aloria, that basically means he's going to have a very strong game, as he's only worried about that Roaster then. But he's got to find a way to knock the Boomerang off, but this loadout just cannot keep up with that Boomerang when it's in Dragon Arm form, and he's just slowly losing more and more health with every exchange. Aloria now capable of KOing Defer with a rush. Defer's going to be the first to throw his out. He's not going to be able to connect and gets punished. This loadout just really proving to be such a problem for Defer. And Aloria is going to take the set, finishing things off with a perfect. Defer's loadouts and strategies just kind of getting hard-bodied. The pillar might have been a really helpful tool for him as well, but I didn't see him utilize the pillar very much. Definitely more focused on general neutral play with Misango. That's a difficult thing that a lot of players don't pick up on right away as they're learning that character is. His pillar is exceptionally powerful and can allow you to set up some devastating combos and plays. But it's difficult to learn when it's safe and when it is not safe to get those pillars dropped up and give yourself that nice coverage. Defer will now have to climb his way out of the lower bracket. Make his efforts to try to claim vengeance and climb all the way back. He's definitely going to have a lot of time to warm up now, because that's quite a climb, and you're going to be nice and toasty, very ready for that rematch if he's able to get that opportunity. Alright, moving into our next bout, we are going to have Rifa facing off against Yam. Rifa, well known for being the streak holder of the Scrapstar series. Oh no. Yeah, no. Oh, he's just that in on the things. He's just that aware of what's going on that he's like, she already has it set to mausoleum. I was watching the stream. We're just gonna go here and we're just gonna start the match. Scare this little girl. Scare her good. Speaking of scared, Yam going in with two very strong counters to a Helix, a Dragon Arm Phoenix, and Parasol. That's gonna cover a lot of Rifa's options. And we're gonna see another Min just doing some scary work. We'll see if Rifa's able to find his way around this pressure. But so far, it's another get that Dragon Arm off of Yam scenario. And he's gonna have that fortune to be able to take it alongside a rush, really leaning hard into Helix's movement abilities and patterns. Rifa starting to bring some tempo back. But Yam gonna find another chance for the Dragon Arm. Yam constantly hopping into the air, and that's actually allowing Rifa to snipe him down. Those little hops allow for a bit more movement than air dashes on the ground. But if you get caught while it's happening, your opponent doesn't need the 1-2 that we see there. They just need to make a standard connection. Rifa is actually set to potentially get the KO here. But he cannot take a single hit more of his own. That Phoenix could be a very terrifying thing for him to face off against. He's gonna go for the rush. Yeah, I'm gonna use that rush just to safely block. Make sure that they continue to hold that health lead. Grab is going to get broken out, and the Phoenix gonna allow Yam to take the first round. Starting off this next match, Rifa gonna quickly go in swinging, just does not want Yam having a Dragon Arm. Quickly poking Yam down, and it's gonna start off with a very light lead. Yam does find another opportunity to get that Dragon Arm charged up. It charges at an exceptionally high speed. It's very hard to be able to keep your pressure going fast enough just to prevent a Min from getting that Dragon Arm charged up without potentially over-investing and just leaving yourself vulnerable to any easy punish. Just like that one right there, Yam gonna be able to quickly capitalize. Gets another Dragon Arm charged up, raring and ready to go. Popper working out a little bit better for Rifa, but Yam is starting to bring that lead back in. The Phoenix sniping down. And Rifa now at a final frame, critical. And he's gonna get caught out by the Phoenix, just diving right in on him. Yam takes the first game. Rifa wants to stay on Mazo, makes my life easier, because the two can just hop right back in. And this time, Rifa randomizing over to the Misango. This Misango might have a few more better options. We're seeing I think this is the 4th megawatt. Every set has had at minimum 1 megawatt show up in it so far. For a mid-low tier arm, it's showing up very frequently. And there's actually a good reason for that. The Megawatt is a situational arm. It's designed very well to counter specific things. The big thing that it's great at countering are heavies, which we see not too many of, but the big thing is it's a great counter for gloves. And that's something we see an absurd amount of these days in the competitive arms scene, is medium weight arms like the Toaster, like the Roaster. And it's thanks to that Megawatt, he's going to be able to take Yam down. That thing countering out pretty much most of Yam's loadout. You saw Yam was thinking about actually switching over to the Parasol. But he switched back, recognizing that Parasol's worst matchup is heavy arms like the Megawatt, like the Megaton. Pretty much any heavy arm will easily best a Parasol. That Megawatt continued to be a bother for Yam, as these blocks, these walls are just causing him so much issue. For how unique and interesting Rifa's loadout is on Masengo, it's actually pretty well balanced and complements a lot of his playstyle very effectively, allowing him to get some good setups, some of these really nice punishes with some impeccable aim. Yam is probably going to be able to not get the KO just yet, just looking for a single hit more. And Rifa's going to feel forced to throw out that rush. But because of that, now Yam does have rush advantage going into this next round, and just needs that one final game to take the set. We're going to start off swinging that Phoenix, having it sing and sweep over towards Yam. Safely blocking it though, but he still has yet to find an opportunity to get that Dragon Arm. Here we're seeing a little bit better use of that pillar, as Rifa's able to kind of safely block a couple of attacks that otherwise might prove to be a bit of a challenge for him. Even utilizing it in a way where it can kind of block off these curved arms. It's going to walk into that roaster, and that's going to allow Yam to land a successful rush. Now, Rifa just nearly above critical health. He's got to start finding a way to make things work soon, as Yam is still above 75% health. A nice block off of that backflip. That's going to allow Yam to keep this momentum going, and he's going to go in for the punish. Rifa now on his last legs. There is very little else that Rifa can take. And without this rush, it seems very unlikely that this is going to be his game, as he bounces right into that grab, accepting his inevitable fate. Yam taking Rifa out 2-0. And we'll be moving on to the winner finals. We'll likely see more of Rifa. When that guy gets knocked down, he'll still come back up. He uses his wiggle room to play around as much as possible. We'll see him play with Helix. You saw Masengo. He literally just goes, what we see a lot of with Rifa is he'll just go, alright, what am I playing? I'm playing Ribbon Girl, I guess. He does have a couple of restrictions. We don't see things like Ribbon Girl. I don't see Springman very often. He does have set rules for what kind of goes into it, like Helix, Masengo, Min Min. He's got a bit of Lola Pop. There's a lot of characters he does play, but there's quite a few that he also tends to avoid. No deflect, no coil, twin tail not anymore, and definitely for God's sakes, no ribbon. Fair enough. So anything but those options. He is not a man of all masks. I'm noticing a pattern though, Rifa. You don't seem interested in playing the pretty characters, except Mechanica and Lola Pop. Those are the only two. Oh wait, and never mind. You play most of the female characters. You play half of them. That is true. Ninjara and Masengo are also very pretty. But I do not believe they identify as female like I do. Unless, I don't know, we come into the next Arms 2 and Ninjara transitions into... I would love that. I would main Ninjara in a heartbeat if he transitioned into being a female. That would be some amazing... That would upset so many people. But that would make my day so much. Heading into our next semifinals match. Malieve's crazed interest aside, we are going to have Shady going in as Twintel, Aloria going in as Ribbon Girl. Both of them sticking with very classic loadouts of theirs. Aloria going just hard in with that wind element. Two very devastating wind arms. Definitely cover up their defenses very effectively too. And whenever you get those wind knockdowns, Aloria actually has just a consistent amount of wind confirms, or can just go in for a nice punish like that. Aloria's starting to get a little bit of tempo, but is going to quickly lose it as that Dragon Arm blows him away yet again. And now Aloria just looking for a couple more hits or a successful grab to claim the KO. Shady gonna get disarmed there. Gonna just barely not make it out. Gets sniped down by that boomerang. And the final one swinging in. Setting tempo for what might lead to a Min Mir matchup. Winners finals. Shady switching over to the Tri-Bolt. That's gonna that as a response, but that might struggle against the Parasol. Going to be able to work out though for this rush exchange. 200 damage, starting Shady off with a light lead. That boot Parasol is causing Shady a bit of trouble though, as a lot of these attacks just are not connecting properly. Does get the nice stun into grab combo, and while it's difficult to get that bolt to successfully connect, once you do, it is a grab confirm, meaning that you can get up to 270 damage as Twintel, or actually 280, just with some quick timing and solid reflexes. And that's gonna allow Shady to stay in the lead. Gonna try to get Aloria's gonna try to box through that, but Shady's rush just covering a little bit more ground is going to allow them to win the exchange. Now just looking for a little bit more damage to even out this score. Another stun, tries to go for the grab, but Aloria going to be able to backflip it out of the way, but a charged Tri-Bolt is going to allow Shady to balance the score to 1-1. Shady gonna go hard in with the toasters now, and Aloria responding as well, putting on a roaster, bringing us to another boxing match. More gloves, more punching. Parasol might come in pretty handy for deflecting a lot of these attacks, but it's not gonna help out in this rush. Is Aloria going to take 290 damage and a 160, fearing for their life and getting caught. A nice timing with that toaster is going to snipe Aloria down. Shady now just looking for a little bit more to be able to take Aloria out. Shady doing everything possible to just box these down, give themselves a little bit more room to potentially reach in and start making a comeback. 50 seconds left on the clock. There is plenty of time for this to return Aloria's favor, especially with those couple of well-aimed roasters just starting to give a little bit more tempo. Aloria trying to lean hard into catching Shady's movement, but Shady is just focusing very hard on just being patient. Aloria just going in, punching time after time, and not going for any grab attempts, as they're likely just too afraid at this point. Just wants to get that roaster to connect. And this timer continues to tick down. 78 seconds left on the clock. If Aloria gets a disarm, that can set up a lead for Aloria, and Aloria might take this now. As Shady was just a little too greedy with that rush, tried to pull off a flaunt, and the taunt to get bodied is not going to work out for them, as Aloria is now taking the first game. Fortunately, I have water too. Maybe Bite is considered really hot in the Robo world. That is true. That is possible. Don't forget, anybody sees any cool moments, be sure to make those clips, be sure to highlight those moments, share them with the world. Support the ARMS scene, support Malieve, or don't, it's okay, you don't have to. Yes, I know. Looks like we're going to be moving over to Sparring Ring for our next match. Do not highlight moments like that, those are weird. Quickly updating on some of the lower bracket scores. It looks like Yoshi Bowser will be moving on to face off against Defer. Solaris took Cloud down 2-0 and took Benson down 2-0 and will be moving on to face off against Nihilus. As Nihilus was able to take Kosalina down 2-0. Just some feisty 2-0s happening right here. Benzo and Okrim are bouting it out right now in the lower bracket and fight to the death. Well, we're gonna start off going back to the boomerang and trying to have that roaster complemented. Worked out pretty well the first round, and with Shady just really focused on trying to find that right counter. Might give Aloria a good starting opportunity yet again, and we are seeing that quite a bit as this boomerang just sniping Shady down time and time. Aloria does not go for those win confirms though, which I feel like is a mistake, as those can be some really solid opportunities just to get a huge chunk of damage. I know Aloria could have already landed one. Gonna go for the rush. It's gonna whiff. If Aloria had chosen to go utilize it with a Win Ibuki, I definitely could see Aloria holding onto a lead right now, but because they held onto it until that moment, Shady's holding control of the battlefield. A nice grab on Shady's part is going to push Aloria back. This rush going to be enough, giving Shady the first game, or first round. Aloria already feeling that pressure, already full of fear. This saucy twin tail is gonna get a nice 160 grab to start things off with, asserting Shady as the dominant in this matchup right now. And Shady Aloria gonna have to try to find their way and push back. Gonna try to set up some kind of rush play. Thinks they found a moment, but Shady just slipping between the cracks. And Aloria again sensing fear, or being feared, gets caught by a shield, caught by a second one. This rush is just gonna come in viciously, 360 no scope. Aloria gonna finally find an opportunity in, gets that Dragon Arm set up. That tempo is going to be on their side now, and with that Dragon Arm Parasol, might be able to just parry down literally everything. He's starting to lose a lot of ground here, a lot of that health lead as that Parasol just continuing to wall them out. Now that it's been fully charged up, trying to find an opportunity to build up rush, as that's likely going to be the best option to be able to take this round. Ooh! Or a grab! And the score is brought to 1-1. Bite is peak perfection of robot hotness. Every other robot on Buster Beach looks just like him. It's almost like they're Beach Patrol robots. It's almost like they're made by a corporation, a company, to run around on the beach and make sure the beach is safe. It's almost like that is true. It's almost like they found what works. And what they found that worked was not loot boxes, because loot boxes are evil. See, the companies in this world, they're aware of things that are not smart to do, such as loot boxes, which is why we have yet to see any loot boxes in the ARMS universe. I will cry if loot boxes happen. Well, I mean, like the microtransaction ones. The kind that's in here right now, that's fun because there's a clear end. You build the money in game, and then you spend that in-game money on these effects, and that's very satisfying. I like this kind. I also like this kind of match, where these players have brought themselves to a score of 1-1. Mausoleum is going to be a disconnection. Oh.
Well done. Delicious.
That's my fault. That is my fault. Just Halloween decorations. Come on. The Adolshe can have the tasty Halloween decorations. Looks like Nihilus was able to take Solaris down 2-0 and will be moving on to face off against whoever gets knocked out of the pools here. And Defer will be moving on to face off against Penzo, who took Okram down 2-1. Looks like Aloria is going in with the Wham Bammer. I haven't given Aloria the roll yet. Cool Whammer Club. I should have by now. But I'm gonna solve that problem. We got it fixed. And starting off, that Dragon Arm Whammer is causing Shady quite a bit of trouble. But not enough to be able to find a way to knock it off of Aloria. Start getting a little bit more tempo as now Aloria is locked into that corner. Taking all this pressure, just all these little pokes here and there. And is just struggling to find an opportunity to get that Dragon Arm charged up. Get some kind of window to breathe. Shady just continue to dance back and forth, just looking for very safe little pokes. Making sure not to get too caught up in anything. That Whammer, that extension just taking so long. Aloria tries to go for the punish, but as a result is going to get caught out. Another rush opportunity, but chooses to go for the Dragon Arm setup instead. Aloria slowly losing more and more health, but this rush is going to work out in Aloria's favor. Quickly knocks Shady down, and now is just looking for a little bit more damage to get that KO. Has to be careful though, Shady quickly building up a rush of their own, and if it sticks, that will definitely put this round in Shady's favor. Few seconds left. Grab coming out, and it's going to connect. And that means Shady is now advantaged. Just looking for one more round to be able to take Aloria down and to move on to face off against Yam. Aloria starting off with the advantage this time though, gets that charged boomerang. didn't choose to try to make any kind of advance, and that means that Shady's just going to continue to hold this full neutral ground, and is going to capitalize on that with some strong pressure, keeping Aloria just locked into that corner with minimal movement space. Ooh, a nice stun from the Whammer, though, is going to allow 260 damage. Aloria slowly starting to bring themselves into a light lead here. But this rush could easily balance things in Shady's favor. They're just looking for that window, that small opportunity. These little chip hits, these arm damage is causing Shady a lot of trouble. But Rush is going to be able to connect for 240. And it's quickly pushed away. I wonder if Aloria is thinking of trying to hold on to that rush. Might be an unwise decision. But now, Shady going to be able to punish it. And is now set in motion to get that one final confirm with the Tri-Bolt. To be able to take this. You can see Aloria is very, very worried about this. It's just trying to do everything possible. But we are heading right back into the exact same round as before. And Tri-Bolt into Rush is going to be enough. Shady will be moving on to face off against Yam. Which means I could just do and we are now in the winter finals for the Scrapstar series. And we're just going to take a quick moment. I need to use the washroom. Wait for Yam to return. So we'll be back in just a brief momento. Shouldn't be that long, so I'm not going to do a break or anything. Okay, I'm back. And I also just realized something really cool that I could do with this. I'm gonna have to do that quickly. Well, I'll have to do it later. As we've got ourselves an excellent match coming right up. Highlight of the entire VOD for this tournament. From the start to the end. That's how I upload them to YouTube. I want you to do all the other ones beforehand, please. Because some of those are going to expire soon. The EU one, I think it's already expired. But like... Okay, let me see. Which ones exactly? I need you to do... NA19, EU20, and NA20. Those are the ones. Alright, heading into the next match, the winners finals bout. It's It's gonna be Shady facing off against Yam. A dragon and a phoenix is going to be Yam's initial loadout. A beast tamer here. Phoenix on the dragon arm, as should be. Yam trying to get a punish in with that roaster even after getting the disarm. But Yam's gonna be able to capitalize. We are seeing the dragon. Yam has adapted before against Twintails, Kosalina being a big one, utilizing that dragon, and it's worked exceptionally well. And we're gonna see a perfect, just right from the get-go. That would be a cool moment to make a clip of if anybody hasn't yet. Shady gonna quickly adjust, responding to this immense pressure, and has recognized the easiest way to a dragon's heart is to be directly in front of it and just go for the throat. And so Shady quickly closing that distance, throwing out that immense pressure, just looking to try to choke Yam out. And it's working out exceptionally here. As that long-range tactic, that long-distance play is not working out nearly as well with Shady just right close and personal. Feeling a little spear, Shady is going to respect a bit of space for Yam as that rush is prevalent. I'm wondering if it might actually be a smarter play just to go in, try to bait that rush out, force it out. Even if you take some damage, it's gone then, and you can just start pressuring yet again. Yam is going to be the one to make the approach, though, and is looking to try to use that rush. Shady going to be able to safely block it, only taking a 10 damage, and alongside all those chip hits. Yam going to get another poke in with the dragon. Slowly bringing Shady closer and closer to critical. That tribal almost connecting, but the Phoenix just sweeping in from the side. Few seconds left on the clock. Shady does have a moderate health disadvantage. A grab would be enough, or this rush. A deflect kick into the Phoenix, though. He's going to deny Shady that option, though. That's also a clip moment. That's amazing. We're just gonna have a wall of Yam clips. I'm fine with that. By the way, I was thinking about this while I was making breakfast. Because I've done it. Thank you, Gaddy. If that's the only way I'm getting clips on this stream, then so be it. But I was just thinking about it. So, you know how some people pronounce the J like a Y, like... I don't have an example. But you know how some people do that, right? What if Yam's name is a play on that, and he's talking about like the yam, like a peanut butter and jelly, right here. Wait, no, it works. Not really. I'm sorry. Heading into our next match. Shady going to be making a quick adjustment, switching from Twintel. Gonna go in with Ribbon Girl here. And yeah, I'm gonna respond to this by switching on the Roaster. It's working out a little more favorably for Shady this time, as that high movement, that strong mobility that Ribbon Girl provides is going to allow them to get a couple of quick punishes on Yam and starts off with a light health lead. A quick hot slap, gonna put Shady in a nice position to get that rush punish, but the Phoenix just slipping right over the attack, the onslaught, and that's gonna allow Yam to just push back, and now gonna try to go for the rush. Gonna be able to connect just a bit and also safely get out of the way of that rush punish. Shady trying to close in that distance. as the health pool is just ever so even. Wants to get that final hit to just confirm a lead, but that aggression is going to lead to a punish, and now Yam is just slightly further ahead in the health. This rush is going to be able to connect. The Phoenix not finding its way in though, but with only 10 seconds left on the clock. Shady's got to be able to get some kind of damage. Any damage from here would be enough though. And you see Shady finding that way in, but a trade is going to mean that that final hit is not going to work out. And Yam takes the first round. Shady quickly diving in, getting that pressure rolling right as soon as possible. Again, just recognizing the danger of letting a Min Min get that Dragon Arm set up. And is just looking to try to make sure that Yam just continues to face constant pressure and fear. This tactic not working out on Yam as effectively as it was on Aloria, but it is allowing to Shady to hold on to a very light health lead right now, and safely gets rid of that rush. A very solid defuse of that danger, allowing Shady to hold on to a fairly light lead here that's only going to be cemented further by another hot slap to the side. Finally finds that chance to get that Dragon Arm charged up. Yam now has an opportunity to start swinging tempo in their favor, but we are below 40 seconds, and a good read on Shady's part is not going to be enough. That air kick, the air dodge of Min Min just too fast. Yam going to be able to punish it out. That rush is going to come out. Shady not going to get punished by this too hard, safely shields it off, and means that Yam has to be able to get just a couple more hits to be able to take this second round. Starts things off though, just looking for that one final hit. Yam, or Shady just looking to evade and is going to be successful. Those last few seconds are exceptionally difficult to catch a Ribbon Girl. And that's going to bring the score to 1-1. Starting off this next round, Shady gonna switch over to the Tri-Bolt again, a favorite of theirs, alongside that Toaster. You will see that loadout in pretty much every character Shady plays. So far though, getting some solid results with that loadout. Good reason why Shady uses it, as that's a pretty healthy lead that is going to quickly get taken away by that rush. Tries to go in for the rush as well, but Yam gonna punish it, and that sets Yam up for advantage. Shady determined to make this stage, this opportunity work out for them, but Yam just ever so slightly in control of this match as well, and is just continuing to push Shady back time and time again. Both of these two want that shot at Grand Finals advantage side. Yam going to continue to take that lead though, with another well-aimed roaster catching that landing. Shady a little tense that time, is gonna get caught out by the grab, and a roaster putting Shady at critical health and not able to take a single hit, which is just gonna be that initial roaster. Yam now at advantage 2-0 and is set to move on in brackets. Hang on. Does that move? It doesn't move. Okay, I'm gonna print screen. Open up Paint. We're gonna have to do some. It's not gonna be easy. But I can make this work, and it's gonna look so cool. So we'll leave OK alone. Looks like, yeah, they're ready. We're set. That feeling when you get excited about a silly thing, so you kind of just forget what you're doing. And the match has started, and we are ready to get going again. Scrapyard is going to be Shady's last chance, potentially. If they don't make this work, Yam is just going to move into the winner's side with a clean 3-0 sweep. And it looks like Yam's actually made an adjustment, put on the dragon to try to balance out this stage's unique design, all of these little bumps and curves. So far, it's not working out very well, though. And it looks like Shady's holding on to some control on this matchup. Let's see. I'm just thinking about something quickly. Gloria is going to be knocked pretty low on health. This rush could definitely give Shady the round. But Yam is going to be the first one to call on those last few seconds. Shady now advantage with rush in this next round, but oh, Yam just needs to win one more time to move on. And it looks like Shady is going to recognize that. Just putting on the toaster, going back to a steady barrage of slaps and toasts. A good combo, covers a lot of options, some good movement. Actually gonna cancel out their own rush and gets punished as a result. Too eager to throw out the rush there. Yam gonna be able to put himself in an advantage position because of that one crucially small mistake that Shady threw out. That could have been a potential lead for Shady, but now Yam just still very even with them and might be able to take this just off of that one opportunity. The slap gonna cancel out Yam's rush, and Shady quickly building up another, starting to get some good momentum, getting some more control over this match even after that unfortunate mishap. Rush coming in very soon. Yam gonna just choose to safely block it off. 30 seconds quickly ticking down on the clock. Neither side has been hit very often. This likely could come down to how Yam's next rush interacts with these two. Shady holding on to the lightest of leads here. That quick knockdown. And the punish is going to be successful. Shady brings the score to 1-1. And another slap puts Shady in a very advantaged position. Able to bring things back after such a painful mistake. Yeah, I'm gonna switch that dragon away and is going to equip on himself the Phoenix. Yam or Shady gonna stick with that loadout and starts off with a successful grab, getting some nice tempo to start this match off with, and forcing Yam into a much closer range field, meaning that that dragon arm might not come out for quite a while. I speak too quickly though, as Yam does get a quick knockdown, starting to get some good pressure on Shady, and has a rush ready. Just looking for that moment to try to force Shady to slow down, get that dragon arm, or just go in for a rush. Actually might have had a chance to rush off of that knockdown, but might not have just recognized it. Shady tries to go in for the punish, but yeah, I'm going to be able to punish that punish attempt, finishing off that rush barrage. Shady is still in a position to potentially take this, bring this back, especially with that disarm. Goes for the rush, and it's going to be able to connect. Yam now critical on health, is only a single hit or two away from getting knocked out. That's going to be the first hit. Shady now looking for one more to bring the score to 1 against 2. And sets motion to be able to take control and potentially bring things back. Okay, now's my moment to... I'll keep an eye on this. Let's just cut that out. Perfect. And then we need all of that. And it looks like we are going to be going back to Scrapyard. And I'm likely making a couple of adjustments in response to how that last round just went. Okay, we're starting to make progress on this. It's going to be cool when it happens. Oh, I didn't even fix that. Whatever. Looks like, yeah, I'm going to switch over to the Parasol here. Shady going to go in full Glover. And looking to just blast Yam down with some sizzling hot glove action. Yam starting off on top, even without that Dragon Arm yet equipped. Just focusing on some solid neutral gameplay. Very comfortable playing even without that Dragon Arm equipped. An essential thing for any top ribbon or top Min player. You've got to be comfortable playing without that Dragon Arm, because you're gonna lose it in a lot of cases. And if you don't know what to do when you don't have that Dragon Arm equipped, your opponent's gonna just be able to punish you in a lot of cases. Shady gonna be able to land the rush, sets up some tempo, sends a nice advantage. And a successful grab as Yam yet to have that rush ready. This double toaster, this quick-paced 1-2 punches, and just evasive movement, keeping Shady a very difficult target for Yam. These quick grabs constantly catching him off guard. This is an entirely different approach to this matchup, and so far working out exceptionally well. And Shady gonna take a round, putting themselves in advantage. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over. Puts the Phoenix on again. It's not gonna connect though. That little curve, that weird adjustment of aim is just not gonna work out in favor. Tries to go for the punish and is gonna be able to connect, successfully trading in favor. Just by a mere 30 damage and making sure that that knockdown does not happen. A nice roaster snipe. Yam starting to take control of this match again. The Phoenix working out much more favorably for him than the Parasol was, as Shady now just a little more vulnerable to some of these snipes, these setups. A nice 345 rush is going to cement Yam a massive health lead. Now Yam likely wanting to just try to play this patiently. Potentially build up some rush, or looks like he's just going to go for the KO here. Shady going to have advantage, but Yam looking for just one more round to be able to take the set. Double gloves is definitely a very difficult very difficult thing to play around, but it's got a lot of weaknesses once you've learned how to fight back against it. As we're seeing here with Yam being able to get that punish in the previous round. Gonna try to go in for a couple of hits, but Shady just focusing on some solid neutral play. Boxing down Yam, making sure he doesn't have that chance to get that Dragon Arm, and punishing those leaps with a leap of their own. Shady now throwing out that rush. Yam gonna safely block it off, but does have a 50% health deficit to bring things back with. That disarm not gonna cause a punish. Punt rush going to be able to connect, but the glove just not lining up well enough at the last moment. It's gonna allow Shady to safely block off the majority of damage. Camera angle just not working out in Yam's favor there. Shady just focusing on a very steady 1-2 boxing pattern, just making sure that Yam does not have the space that they want to be able to get this pressure to bring this lead back. Yam tries to go for the punish, ends up being forced to block that rush as Shady just stays on the move. This rush is going to connect though. 355. Shady in the lead with a few seconds left on the clock. Just wants to knock a hit, get those 1-2s. And now with little time left, Yam just needs a single hit too. But he's not going to be able to find it. Shady just choosing to shield at that moment. And brings the score to 2-2. Alright, and now I get back to... Ooh, that's perfect. Wait, one up. I think that... Yeah, that's good. No, that's... needs a little bit higher. Yeah, that's not even noticeable. Perfect! Okay. We're almost done with it. We're almost done. It's gonna look really nice. Y'all gonna be amazed. Gorgeous. Gorgeous! Okay. Yes, this is how you stream, right? You get completely sidetracked and do something completely different on the stream that nobody else can see but you. And starting off, what is the final match to determine the winner final, or the grand finals advantage player? Shady has brought it all the way back, taking 2 games, and we're going to be settling things off now in Buster Beach. Starting things off, Shady actually holding on to a solid advantage, getting these solid 1-2s, just focusing on ground and movement, and utilizing Ribbon Girl's hops and jumps mostly as responses and punishes, potential setups to Yam's pressure. So far, it's been working out impeccably too, as Yam has struggled to keep up, but this rush is going to work out Yam's favor. Throwing out those gloves just moments before Shady can line things up properly. And now Yam quickly turning the tides in their favor, is just looking for that final hit, that final KO. Shady trying to reach in, get that grab, just looking to make sure they play safe enough. Try to take their time here. A rush from Shady could potentially take this. Or just a couple more tempos, a nice punish here and there could be enough. As continues to try to be careful, play as safely as possible. Going to be able to just barely whiff with the slap, and that grab just going to result in a cancel out with that roaster. Yam now looking for that one final win. He's just got looking for one more win. Shady. Also just Shady looking to try to take needs another comeback, has to take 2 rounds in a row now. And Yam going to be potentially in a bit of an advantage here. As he gets that rush or that health lead and is going to be able to get that chip damage in with the rush. Shady trying to get that pressure, trying to get those quick pokes in, but so far Yam just staying slightly on top of things and is slowly trying to push Shady into the hot pocket. The slaps though pushing him back, and that's going to allow Shady to continue to keep up this pressure, keep chasing Yam down. Both continue to go back and forth between chasing and being chased. A nice grab, Shady quickly finding that one opportunity. Recognizing a lot of Yam's hesitance going into this. Both players about ready with a rush now. Shady holding onto a moderate lead. Yam unlikely to want to utilize it at this time. Wondering if they can potentially bait Shady into throwing a rush of their own. Might be their goal here. To just start pressuring in a way that forces Shady to have to utilize it. Or actually, Yam's gonna just balance things out with 2 solid roaster hits. And now a rush exchange in Yam's favor would easily result in this. Or just a nice block. He's gonna catch that jump. And Yam will be moving on to Grand Finals. Shady gonna be knocked down to the lower finals bracket. Alright, and with that, we will be moving on to our next match, which is going to be Rifa and Aloria in the lower semifinals. Rifa gonna have to go through a couple of tough opponents to make it to the end, but the man of win streaks has faced many foes in his times, and is likely unafraid of having to face off against these. Happy Canada Day! Yay, Canada exists! These 2 players are ready, and we are going to be starting off with the Yempo rounds for our first match. Rifa just gonna start going all gun-ho. This man, he's chosen to stop holding back here. He is just going in, Tri-Blast, Ice Dragon for this first round. Aloria going in with a strong counter though. That Boomerang Parasol that we've seen so many times before has brought Aloria up to this level. But so far, Rifa is playing pretty well into it, catching Aloria at a lot of windows of weakness. And is starting off with a light lead. Solid reaction time, catching that grab. That's going to allow Aloria to push Rifa back. Allows a little bit more neutral space to work with. Another solid catch with that charged Boomerang. Rifa starting to lose a lot of control in this matchup. These wind blasts just continuing to push him further back. Rifa just struggling to keep up with this tempo and is now quickly knocked into critical health. Now that Aloria start to find that space to breathe, find that way through, it's proving to be a very difficult loadout for Rifa to fight back against. He is going to be able to get that knockdown and is likely going to try to close in the distance, but the Boomerang catches his dive in. And Aloria going to take the first round. Rifa going to respond to this, puts on a wind element of his own. We have the three of the best wind elemented arms in this game on the battlefield, only missing the popper here. Gloria, holding on to that slight lead, is going to quickly have it knocked down, blasted off by a Tri-Blast and a Slam. Rifa holding on to the slightest of leads and is just looking to continue to get these poke downs. Make sure Aloria does not have a chance to get that Dragon Arm. It's that Dragon, again, it's the Dragon Arm. Aloria has a setup that has an exceptionally powerful Dragon Arm, but struggles in neutral game when that advantage is not prevalent. And that's just going to allow Rifa to take control of this entire match, as Aloria just has no other options. Without Dragon Arm, Aloria really does not have as many tools or capabilities as they generally like to have. Once that Dragon Arm is set up though, confidence is back on Aloria's side. Much more power and more just potential and pressure coming in. Aloria very comfortable with this advantage state. Not gonna go for the win confirm yet. Gonna start going in for a wave of boomerangs, but Rifa, seeing that one window he needs, slaps it out of Aloria and brings the score to 1-1. Rifa quickly trying to close in that distance. A boomerang is going to be able to connect. That's going to give Aloria the chance to get that Dragon Arm start things advantage. Oh, but Rifa is going to get sniped out by that win confirm, and Aloria responds with a rush, getting a win Yabuki and cementing a 50% health lead. Grab cancelled out by that backflip. Rifa struggling to try to find his way in now, just trying to wait, patiently looking for that one opportunity, and now that he's found it, Aloria in a very difficult place and is quickly losing all health. Rifa closing at that distance, just keeping up that pressure, keeping up that poking, making sure that Aloria just cannot have the space to get the Dragon Arm, as he is full aware that that is all Aloria wants in this matchup right now. Aloria just generally is struggling in every exchange without having a Dragon Arm ready, and Rifa's just capitalizing on that, forcing Aloria into being a lot more fearful, forcing them into a lot more predictable plays, setups that he can capitalize on a little bit better. And they're being conditioned to the point where he might be able to just safely get this without any issue. There it is. Rifa going to take the first round. And it looks like we are going to be heading to sparring ring for our next match. I like that. It's very right there. It's close. It's easy to reach. And now we are going to see as Rifa's advantage. He's gonna explore some of his other sides. The beauty of the Masanga. Steps into the ring. Rifa goes back to his Masango ult. Some strong counter loadout and play capable here. And he's going to start off with a strong grab, and he's just going in for these wide curves, these huge angles. Look at that megawatt curving just across the screen like it's a boomerang. You do not see heavy arms curve this much unless you have the speed of Masango. Rifa holding on to some solid ground. He's going to get knocked down though. That boomerang continuing to prove. Again, very troublesome. A very difficult thing to play around. Aloria leaning too hard on going for the punish and is going to get sniped out as a result. Rifa going to take this opportunity. Starts building up rush. Throws on that yellow mask. Just looking to use it. as an opportunity to charge himself up just a bit more and punishes that rush setup of Aloria's, keeping himself at strong tempo. That quick grab is going to get punished out, but the second one, not so easy to catch. Aloria now back in advantage, and this rush going to be able to connect. 295. Aloria bringing things back to about even on health. But Rifa just looking for that one final hit. He's gonna put on the yellow mask, puts it off quickly, just kind of dancing around, trying to figure out what he really wants to do here. Aloria just looking for a final hit to be able to bring it back, but Rifa gonna be able to get his in first. Diving into this next round, Rifa has switched that Megawatt over, looking for something with a little bit more angle, a little bit more speed. That fur chuck. It's also going to be a very strong option for shield pressure damage. He's going to be able to break through Aloria's shield, puts himself in advantage, but Aloria quickly catching him off with that boomerang, and that's going to be a safe dragon arm that is going to get sniped away by another feisty bird. Rush gonna try to come in, but look at these Misanga leaps and slides just catching Aloria completely off guard. Rifa doing an effective job of just mixing between these huge super dashes and just general grounded movement, making sure that Aloria cannot consistently keep track of where he is going to be at any given time. Aloria just barely missing out with a few of these roasters. Has to get one to connect to start throwing things back into their favor. But this rush just barely going to miss as Aloria makes the perfect decision to slip right over to the right and gets a safe shield. Starting to get a bit more tempo in, and a nice grab, punishing the double punch. Aloria setting up for a rush opportunity, and it's going to be able to connect, brings the score to 1-1. Heading into this next round, if Rifa can take Aloria out here, he will be moving on in the brackets to face off in the winners finals against Shady. Aloria looking to try to bring everything back, take control, but things are not working out in their favor. As Rifa now has a rush ready, that yellow mask equipped, and he's just looking to find a nice and scary moment to throw that rush out. Aloria going to be able to safely block it though, taking a lot of shield chip damage. Rifa gonna continue wearing that yellow mask, not really finding an opportunity to take it off until that knockdown. He is holding up very strong though, just looking for that final hit. And Aloria trying to get that rush to connect, but not able to find its way in. Cannot get hit a single time more, but the Phoenix gonna be singing its way in and allows Rifa to take Aloria out 2-0. Means that we will be heading into the lower finals match. Rifa will be heading forward to face off against Shady. Which means I need to do the dot. Bam. Gonna get everything. I think everything's set up on my end here. Yeah. So we're just waiting on Shady. which means that I have time to finish working on this cool little thing that I realized I could do. So we want about that tip from that tip. And we want it all the way down, like, yeah, about as low as possible. We're gonna save this. We're gonna make a quick test. We'll save it as that. Okay, here. Check it. Let me see if I can get this to line up perfectly. Okay, add in image. Pictures. Look at it. What do y'all think? Check it! You can't see a thing! You can see okay, but you cannot see any of the other options. I love it. I'll finish it up in just a moment, because it's not technically done yet. Which means that I need to fix things up. There we go. And we are going to head into the lower finals match. Rifa facing off against Shady. Shady going in. Ribbon Girl, Tribolt, Slapamander facing off against that Triblast Ice Dragon. Both have inverted arms for the most part beyond that dragon. So we might see a bit of a dual trade here. I'm expecting, especially with how things... Well, I'm expecting Rifa definitely is going to switch over from the Ice Dragon. It works out here and there just to make sure you set your opponent's rhythm and tempo. And he can definitely make it work out of anybody against Ribbon Girl, but dear gods, it's such a difficult thing to utilize well. Getting some nice pressure in there. Rifa just looking for a rush confirm to potentially get the KO. Shady looking for a little bit more work to be able to bring things in their advantage. Both players swinging back and forth. Rifa gonna be successful with his first trade. Neither side just able to find too great of an opportunity. That rush is going to come out, and Rifa just majestically weaving out of the way of each and every attack. There is basically nothing Shady can do here, and Rifa knows it. And he's going to be able to take the first round. Diving into our next match, Rifa is going to switch over to the Slamamander, and we are going to see that reversal of loadouts that I was talking about before. Tribolt versus Triblast, Slapamander versus Slamamander. Both holding out about evenly though, and this rush going to get that first hit, a couple hits beyond, and the Slapamander going to connect. Shady going to be able to connect to 235 damage, and sets up a fairly solid health lead as a result. Rifa thinks he's found an opportunity for that rush punish, but the uncharged bolts of the try are going to be able to allow Shady to get that punish and sets themselves up in a continuing to be just in a very hearty lead. Slaps coming in. Shady not able to get any of them to connect. A quick 1-2. Rifa gonna start getting a bit more tempo. He cannot get hit a single time more. That win confirm could have been a potential setup, but he's gonna choose to go here and almost gets KO'd as a result, but Shady is now ever so low in health. The slaps reaching before the slam though. Rifa gonna be forced to switch back over to the Ice Dragon, healing pressured out. So far, things are working a little well in Shady's favor. Rifa holding just a slight lead. He does have that rush that he can quickly throw out to just cement himself a further advantage. But Shady is slowly starting to find their way in, getting these light pokes. That rush though, unavoidable, no question. And Rifa now just looking for a bit more damage, gets the freeze, and that's it. First game going to Rifa. Okay. What does it look like? It's just like a square. Except the bottom one. It's not a square. Wait, oh no, we could just go with... Aha! Oh, I figured out what I want to do. I know what I want to do with this. Which means that I'm gonna want a new one. Oh, gods. I've got to do a new screen. No, don't save that. I don't know why I'm doing this in the middle of a tournament. Maybe it's because it's the only time I can find to do stuff like this. But just patiently waiting things out. Just walking back and forth with the swings of Shady as he hops between each side, each direction, just waiting to find his way in. Shady just trying to find some good opportunity to get pressure. Rifa gonna constantly just kind of changing and adapting to what Shady's doing. Thinking that Rifa was just gonna slow down there. It's not gonna be able to work out that time as Rifa just ready with a quick punish and counter. Rifa just looking to patiently hold on to this lead. He's got 50% advantage right now, and is just looking to try to keep things under his control. Shady going in with some pretty risky grabs, but with just this lead and the comeback that is needed, definitely anything that could work needs to happen. But unfortunately, that greed, that determination is going to lead Rifa to being able to outrush, and is now looking for another game to put under his belt. Shady gonna find a strong flinch grab combo with that tri-bolt. And this round gonna be a very much reverse of what was just coming up beforehand. As Shady now basically on a perfect. Rifa at below half health. His tri-bolt just really working well in Shady's favor alongside that toaster. just getting some solid aims, some nice pokes in, and just controlling this battlefield very efficiently. Shady gonna go in for the rush, sees that moment, gets 280 damage off of this, and is now just looking for a final hit to take a game or a round and bring the score to 1-1. Shady gonna start off with a successful grab, puts himself in a nice lead. And a toaster gonna be able to follow that up, keeps that pressure rolling in hot. Rifa slowly trying to find his way to poke through, find himself a nice opportunity. He's starting to get a couple of hits in of his own, just waiting out, looking for those little windows where Shady is just stuck on the ground, not too long, not free to move just as however they want. Gets a couple of nice reads here and there, but so far Shady is just really doing an impeccable job of dodging around all of these attacks, fading out of these pokes, and getting their own very powerful attacks and pressures going. Rifa thinking he was able to dodge out of it, but actually backed right into the toaster there. Shady continuing to get these nice reads, these solid snipes. 20 seconds left on the clock. Rush is definitely on both sides' mind, and this rush is going to be enough. Shady brings the score to 1-1. Oh, I need to... Rifa very salty about the Ribbon Girl. It's a weakness. It looks like we are going to be going next to Zebasta Beach. Oh, another storm is coming up. We getting another storm over here. I see the trees are shaking tremendously. I love it. I can hear the wind from here. And I'm very well protected by a small little basement hovel with windows and less noise, and we've got lots of music already, so those are strong winds. Imagine working out in that weather. Shady's starting off this next round also just a very strong start here, holding on to, again, a 50% health lead. Just keeping that pressure, getting some really nice reads, and Rifa just struggling to keep up with this so far. He's going to be able to get the read on that movement, but Shady's still able to safely bring out the shield. Gets that block in time. Thinks they've got that opportunity, but Rifa leaping right over, punishes with an Ice Dragon poke. He's going to get sniped out by that toaster though. A poke for a poke, an eye for an eye. Rifa gonna be able to land the freeze as Shady dives right into it, and that's gonna allow Rifa to follow up with a strong grab combo. Ribbon Girl is exceptionally difficult to catch with the freeze, so generally when a ribbon is frozen, they're just like, and immediately panic. Rifa gonna set himself up. If he can get this rush to land, might be able to put this first round in his favor, but Shady is also ready with a rush and is quickly trying to close end that distance, and the charged tribal is gonna keep Shady in the advantage instead. Rifa being forced, or feels his hand is forced. He's gonna switch over to the Slamamander here give himself a little bit more coverage against that Toaster and Tri-Bolt. As the Ice Dragon has, beyond that first game, has consistently become less and less effective, with only the Ice Freeze really being his strong opportunity. This is going to be a nice rush, though, for 315 damage. But keeping this pressure up. And now, this has changed to be much more in favor of him. But Shady going to be able to throw out 270 rush, and is now looking for just a little bit more. A good stun confirm could bring Shady a potential KO here. But they've got to be careful as these slams, the Tri-Blast pokes, brings the score to 1-1. And now both players looking to take this second game. Shady gonna stick with the Tri-Bolt Toaster, and that means Rifa wants to stick with his loadout too. Rifa, the first one ready with a rush, and he's just gonna capitalize on that, suffocating Shady out, and allowing him to get 375 plus another several hits as Shady was just feeling that fear. And again, we're quickly starting off Rifa with a massive advantage, really capitalizing on his knowledge of the Slamamander, a lot of rush play, and just putting himself in a very powerful and dominant position. Those floats, those flies, gonna scare Rifa into leaving himself exposed, vulnerable to that rush. And that means Shady gonna be able to balance things out just ever so slightly. Rifa does have a rush ready though, and he's going to need to use it soon, as a potential Tri-Bolt flinch grab combo could easily be enough. That thing just missing! The Slamamander's so rough on that. He does have a shield breaker though, chooses to go for it. And that's gonna bring the score to 2-1. Hoi Oceans! Hoi Rosa! Hoi loves! Don't forget, if you see any cool hype moments, don't forget to make a clip, highlight it, share it with friends. Supports. Cool, yes. Also, for any of the EU community, there is a poll in the Twitch stream chat, just a bit above you. Be sure to click it on it, fill it out. Helps give me a lot more information so that I can make these events as great of as possible for everybody. One of those questions potentially might set things up so that this tournament might be earlier. For those who might be interested. Alright, let's diving back in. This could be set match. Rifa just looking to take Shady out one more time. Shady gonna choose to take us to Mausoleum here. This is an excellent stage for Ribbon Girl. It's a pretty solid stage for Ninjara too though, as there's little cornering, free movement for all, and a beautiful trampoline center stage that both characters are actually quite exceptional at really capitalizing on when you're able to find those opportunities. Rifa starting off with a very strong lead. This mid-range just working out very much in his favor. This open area just allowing him to not be cornered, and now he's just focused on getting these quick punishes, these pokes, as he's just recognizing where Shady is wanting to go. That rush is not going to connect. The Dragon lining up perfectly, but the bolt's just not holding Shady long enough for it to be able to deal that full damage. The Ice Dragon gonna allow Rifa to safely parry just a couple of bolts, saving him from potentially being about 300 damage instead of that 265. Might not need it though, as he's only looking for that final hit, and he's already above, he's still above 50%. Rifa now one game away. If he gets this to work, he's going to be able to move on to the grand finals. Looking for that bracket reset and claim vengeance against the one who slayed him. JD starting off though, getting a quick grab, pushing him back, giving himself a little bit more room to fight. A flinch grab combo is going to continue that lead though. JD just continuing to get this pressure working exceptionally well for them. A nice slap down, continues pressuring Shady back, both going just back and forth with the exchanges. The first hit of the center platform is going to happen. Just another hit would open it up. Seems very unlikely that we're going to see that though, as neither side really positioning themselves so that that could happen at too many times. Or if that opportunity does come up, it's going to be a rush taking Rifa down. And that brings the score to 1-1. Gaddy, I love you, thank you! You do way too much for me and it's amazing. I appreciate it all. Thank you for helping this mess of a girl out. Just as Rifa is helping mess up this girl with his 335 damage rush. How's that for a transition? And now I'm completely speechless and disappointed in myself. Rifa holding on to a steady lead, just keeping that tempo up. Both players quickly... The heck just fell? Oh, that was a bird flying down looking for shelter. Great transition. Thank you. It's a burb. Chilling, not wanting to get wetted. Oh yeah, there's lots of rain happening now. And that means we are going to be moving into the grand finals. Yam on the advantage side, Rifa disadvantaged, looking for a bracket reset. Hopefully this does not take 45 minutes, because I was hoping I could shower between this and the NA brackets, but that might not be possible. Maybe I'll have time to do that between the NA and South American brackets. We'll see. I have literally no time to work on half the things I want to do. It's just how it do be. I'm not going to argue though, this is the biggest Scrapstar yet, so I am very content, very happy with how things are going right now. And we are going to be starting off the grand finals. No holds barred, Temple Grounds for the first match. Rifa hopping into the ring. Yam following up now in hot pursuit as we begin our first game of the grand finals. There's no more tea. Rifa starting off. He's gonna he's not playing games anymore. He wants that win. He wants to claim it. He wants to get that bracket reset. He wants to dominate. Yam looking to turn this in their favor and to claim this as their first Scrapstar win and an effort to stop Rifa's upcoming win streak. So far though, working out definitely in Yam's favor as that Parasol Roaster combo just walling out so many of Rifa's attacks. He's going to be able to dodge the rush though. That shield just safely protecting him. Rifa Rifa now starting to find a little bit of tempo to bring himself in, but that roaster knockdown is going to lead to another Dragon Arm startup. And Yam takes the first round. Starting off this next match, Yam starts off with a quick lead again. That roaster giving Rifa a lot of pressure and causing him a lot of damage, but a 355 rush is going to allow him to bring himself back into the lead. Yam ready with a response though. He's going to be able to quickly try to close in that distance, but without that Dragon Arm, this is going to be a much more difficult matchup. And as we're seeing Rifa just starting to wall out, tempo down this Min master. Rifa just trying to find the opportunity. Yeah, I'm not going to go for the rush confirm there. Just going to go for that Dragon Arm setup, potentially looking for a rush confirm deeper in, or to knock his health low enough that now a rush could take Rifa out and claim the first game. Just trying to find an opportunity, potentially respond to Rifa's rush. Rifa choosing to hold on to his rush, not wanting to utilize it. He's very aware that Yam is just looking for a opportunity to respond to his. But with the health pool so low, there might not be an opportunity. He's gonna try to go for the rush. It's not gonna connect. Yam just barely missing the KO, but the Parasol catching that air dash puts Yam at advantage with the first game. Oh, I love this wind. Alright, while we do this, we're gonna use this, because I need to use the washroom. It doesn't technically work as a be right back yet, but Rifa's just gonna reset his router, so it's just gonna be a moment. Okay, I'm back. And then we can just drop this, because that's not doing anything anyways. No, yes it is, see? Look at that. I just did this. Oh, hang on, it's not. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's good. Is that OBS? That's OBS. And then we're just gonna hit screen. I'm gonna continue working on this while Rifa is getting fixed up. Where did paint go? Let's see, what size is the ball? It's It's about... that size. Okay. Wait, Gimp would be easier to do this, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be better. Okay, we're gonna open up Gimp. But when I get it set up... Okay, Rifa's back. New... Move that over, so we got that. Want set up like that for now. Cool. Rifa's back. That means we're going to go to DNA Lab for our next match. And everything's set up. We are ready to go. We're heading to Dan's lab, the tubular stage, for our next bout. That Parasol's being a pretty solid counter to a lot of Rifa's plays alongside that roaster, just allowing him to get some very effective punishes and pokes going in. Starting things off though, Rifa is going to be dominating this round, holding on to a moderate health lead and just quickly pushing back into the corner. The height changes, the level changes of Temple Ground's no longer relevant, and that means that Rifa just has a solid zone to work with. And he's going to be able to take the first round with style. Wait, we're good. Rifa quickly starting that pressure again, getting those pokes, making sure that he's giving Yam as difficult of a time as possible, and he's going to be able to connect for 360, asserting himself in the lead. But Yam going to quickly respond with a rush of their own, 300 damage, and puts himself at advantage. Rifa knocking Yam down with a couple of solid pokes, and now facing a lot of intense pressure as Yam only has so much health left, and Rifa is ready with yet another rush. Rifa readying himself up, is gonna get that one poke, and he's gonna be able to take this next round, bringing the score to 1-1. Open, pictures. And we're gonna go straight back to DNA Lab. Neither side wanted to go elsewhere to any degrees. And Maleev slowly setting up something that's completely irrelevant. It is very silly, but she's very excited about it. Yeah, I'm gonna start off with a nice jump leaping over that Tri-Blast, but he's not able to follow up in any way, and allows Rifa to start off with some light damage. A quick knockback though is going to allow that Dragon Arm to be equipped, and this run back starts off a little more in favor of Yam. Rifa quick trying to take this Dragon Arm down, but is struggling to find an opportunity. He's gonna be able to safely dodge out of the way of this rush and successfully punishes it. Now ready with a rush of his own. He's gonna be closing in that distance. Start trying to get a quick poke here or there. Parasol still continue to cause a lot of trouble, but that arm is extremely weakened and is gonna get quickly knocked out. Rifa just gonna continue keeping his distance, making sure that these pokes come in, keep Yam backed into that corner so that he can just keep getting this onslaught going further and further under his control. But Yam gonna quickly turn things around, and now Rifa a little bit closer to that corner. And with Yam ready with Rush, might be able to find a lineup shot to take the KO and claim the first round. Another quick knockdown. Yam not getting that Dragon Arm anytime soon, as Rifa continuing to get those pokes. That Rush not going to be able to connect. Rifa dodging right out of the way, and they know 1-2. Dragon shot to close things out, and Rifa will be taking the first round. Rifa switching over to the Slamamander now, looking for a little bit more style, a little bit more of a blow away, and he's going to start strong with a 335 rush, setting himself up at the lead. Tries to go in for the grab. That Parasol going to quickly push him back though, continuing to be very much a problem for this man. Quite the pest. Both players now charged up yet again with another rush. Yam likely going to be the first to want to utilize his. Rifa generally probably wanting to go in for a punish, but he's going to get caught out. Yam with a nice read. He's going to get 320 damage. Sets up some potential tempo to take this in control, but with just how little health is left, the Mander is just going to slap silly. And Rifa will advantage 2-1 against Yam, positioning himself for that bracket reset. And it looks like we are going to be going back to DNA Lab. These two very, very in favor of this stage. It's a nice stage. It's got a lot of good opportunities. It's very interesting for a lot of competitive play. And it looks like Yam's wanting to go back because he's decided it's time to bring out his own Ice Dragon. And we've got ourselves a snipe off. We're gonna start in the advantage, getting a bunch of chip hits in and getting the freeze with the Ice Dragon, just allowing him to effectively pressure Yam out. Getting a lot of really solid height advantage as well. Just narrowly dodging that Roaster. The Dragon gonna snipe Rifa down this time. And both now ready with Rush. A Rifa Rush could easily take Yam out, but Yam's Rush could put himself in a position. He could definitely take Rifa out now at this point. So it could easily go down to who just lines up their shot better. A couple of quick hits could also easily be enough. That's gonna set things up. He's gonna bait out the Rush. Has more than enough range to get out of the way. And he's gonna punish it. Takes the round. Rifa starting off, going for another bait. Just to scare good old Yam, make sure he does not get that Dragon Arm set up. And he's gonna see this opportunity, gonna get that Rush to connect 370 damage, and now cements himself a massive health lead, and he's gonna get an Ice Chain, 3 hits. Yam just feeling too afraid at that point, just takes the grab. And Rifa just gonna get a perfect to cause that bracket reset. And, or are they going straight back to... They're just gonna stay on DNA Lab! Heading into this, Yam's gonna start actually making a couple of changes to playstyle. after a successful first round, feeling the need to switch over to Lollipop now. As this Ninja is just proven to be a little too much for him. Yam just loves the stage to pieces, even if it might be to his detriment. Can't blame the guy. It's a good stage. Griffa tries to go for the grab. He's gonna get smacked down though. Quick poke with that dragon. Griffa holding onto a light lead. This clown is not laughing right now. Griffa just getting some solid pressure, getting a lot of these nice pokes in, and is just holding onto a solid lead. Wait, do I have things backwards? I think I have things backwards. Yeah, I'm low on health. Is just looking to try to bring things back. But this Sparky is not proving to be a very effective tool in this round. Triblast getting a bit of work in against Riffa and going to get another knockdown. But Riffa still holding on to a massive health lead, especially with only 20 seconds left on the clock. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I've got it wrong. Oh yeah, because Riffa had to reconnect. Yeah, I'm gonna start getting a little bit of tempo. Gets a poke in with that Sparky. Has switched over to Nibbles the Scarpid, but so far that is proving to be a poor choice, as it's not as yet to connect, but a rush 285 damage is gonna help Yam out just a wee little bit. Win confirmed. Riffa not gonna be able to follow up. The Ice Dragon Slamamander, just such a difficult rush to time. So very tricksy. And we're gonna see him end up whipping it out. Just that timing is so difficult. I think you technically have to win confirm with the Slamamander, then rush and connect with the Slamamander before you throw out the Ice Dragon. I feel like that's how you have to make it line up. Ooh, cancelled out by the Slam! Yam losing that rush and is now at critical health. Riffa just looking to finish things off here with a strong beam from the Ice Dragon. And is going to take the first game. Also, let me know if I'm doing too many camera shifts. I'm trying to do something a little bit more fancy. DNA Lab! He should have banned Temple on DNA Lab. That would have been the sauciest. But instead, we are going to be finding our way to Yemple round, the grounds of Temple. This is where Yam was able to take their first game. Yam actually coming in with a slight change of approach. Has that Phoenix now set as that Dragon Arm. Definitely a strong pick, but this really leans into requiring that Dragon Arm to be charged up, as this is just going to be monumentally more difficult to utilize otherwise. And we are seeing that as Yam cannot keep up with this tempo, with this pressure. The rush not going to break through that shield, but does get a lot of damage on Yam and is putting that arm nice and weakened. And the Dragon finally gonna get the snipe, or the Phoenix gonna finally get that snipe down. Riffa's not interested in these pillars. He's just gonna snipe them down. Make sure that he's just got an open field to chow down on, and make sure Yam has the most unhappy of times. A quick 1-2 knockdown. Yam going to set himself up for a potential rush or just barrage of attacks. Riffa still holding on to a massive lead here, and with 25 seconds left, he's just looking for that one hit. potentially bait Yam out, get their rush open, and leave him in an even more advantaged state. That's not happening though, as a dragon is going to be able to find its way in. He gets the poke. Starting things this round though, Yam gonna have a bit of an advantage off that first trade, and he's gonna switch the Parasol off fully. Now it's a Dragon Arm Roaster and Phoenix in backing it up. This rush going to get punished out as Rifa leaps right over. I should have saw that coming. And that's just gonna keep Rifa ever so further in the lead. Yam trying to do everything, pull every trick under their hats. But this ninja is just a little too crafty and is looking for revenge as he no longer gets that money to pay off his student loans. It's been taken away by this noodle girl. He wanted to not have a debt, and look what she's done to him. He's gonna have to continue taking shifts at Subway so they can eventually pay it off. He's gotta vent his anger out somewhere, and what better of a place than in a tournament match? Yeah, I'm gonna start getting a little bit of tempo, landing that rush. Gets a nice roaster to connect. Rifa gonna be able to try to go in for the punish, but Yam stays on top, a safe evade, and is quickly taking things back in control, but a quick dash into the dragon is gonna allow Rifa to get the KO. And furthers his lead. Now he's gonna ban Scrap and Temple. Wait, oh, he just really doesn't want to go to Scrapyard. Otherwise, I could see him banning DNA and Temple. And it looks like we're gonna be heading to DNA Lab again. It's been so long since Yam has last played on it. And Rifa poor guy, just does not want to see Scrapyard, and it's forcing him to have to dance between these two stages. He just wants some change. And now we're in our what might be the final match. Yam going to go in with one final effort. The Parasol Roaster that gave them that one win so many games ago. So far though, Rifa proving to have little issue with it now. Or actually is starting to have a little bit of issue. That Dragon Arm really helping out. And yeah, I'm gonna start off at advantage in this game. Rifa trying to poke his way in, find that little window to start having that opportunity, and he's gonna be able to make it with that freeze. Goes in for the Chia Pits, tries to go for the disarm, but comes in a little too late. And he's gonna blast Yam off with that explosion. No rush for Yam. We're gonna get knocked down again. He is at critical health, but he's just looking for any amount of damage. And now is in a position where his rush could KO. He's not gonna be able to make it work though. Does get the disarm. And now just wants one final poke. Sets himself up to close out the EU Scrapstar series if he can take one more game. Things working out much more in his favor as he's going over to the Slam Ice Dragon loadout again. It's a very interesting and difficult loadout to wield, but when you know what you're doing with it, it's just terrifying. The amount of pressure and zoning you can do. Yam finally finds that chance to get that Dragon Arm set up, and is going to be rewarded as the roaster quickly zings its way in and deals a feisty 140 on Rifa. Rifa trying to play things patiently here. Yam also just recognizing the amount of advantage they had, didn't want to get too risked into anything, but ended up getting caught behind the pillar and just sniped down for a heavy chunk of health. And now Rifa in that lead. He's gonna go for it again. It's gonna miss. He does get caught on the restand though. And he's gonna close things out with a final KO hit. Did I time that camera frame perfectly? Did I just time that camera frame perfectly?